3 signs that you might be in a consuming relationship. What is a consuming relationship? What is a relationship that consumes everything you do? It consumes who you are. It consumes your thoughts. It consumes everything. And then you might say, well, doesn't that mean that I'm in love? Yeah, in the beginning. But then when it characterizes itself that like you can't live without the person, everything has to do with the other person, you can't make decision, and you're forgetting who you are. So I'm gonna give you 3 things there's actually a danger to that. A lot of times it could start off by, yeah, I like this person, I'm in love with this person, and I'm connecting with this person. Or it could even be a regular, like a business partner, and that you are connecting with. And the next thing you know, there's 3 things you do. That's a big warning sign. Number 1, you diminish who you are. You're forgetting who you are. You're losing the sense of your identity. You're so involved in this person, you forget like the things that you like. That's the second step. You're dismissing not only who you are, but you're also disregarding your delights. You're disregarding the things you delight on. You're disregarding the hobbies that you have. You're disregarding the things that you like. You're disregarding everything about yourself. And what happens, what I've found, is you leave yourself with like, man, I don't even know who I am. I don't know what I like. You're lost in this fog of like not knowing. You're disconnected with life. And lastly, you dread being alone. You dread being dissed. You dread being distant from the person. So when you dread being alone, that's attached to a fear of abandonment, a fear of being lost, a fear of being left behind, a fear of missing out. And those are not good drivers. Those are not good drivers to be in a relationship when you're constantly being diminished or dismissed, or you diminishing who you are. If that's a pattern within the relationship, that is not going to create a good ending, okay? It only will lead to destruction. Those 3 things, diminishing who you are, actually disregarding your delights, and dreading being alone or dreading the distance, all of those will lead to destruction because it causes you to lose who you are, causes you to drive to keep on clinging on to the relationship. And then the fact of like, dreading being alone is that you're not comfortable being alone. You're not comfortable with your emotions. You're not comfortable with the being by yourself because maybe you don't like you. 3 things that you could do that could, I think, help you. The very first thing is discovering your authentic self. As a matter of fact, I have a program. It's called Discovering Your Authentic Self program. But what do I mean by discovering your authentic self? See, you have a unique identity about you. And when we're so consumed by our relationship where all our decision, everything that we do is based on the other person, guess what? We're more of an expert, the other person, than an expert of what our define and our design purposes, our design identity is, right? So discover, that means sit in with a discovery of what is it about me that makes me me, right? What about me that is so unique? You may want to write that down. The second thing you want to do is to actually delight in your passion, in your desires, in what brings you joy. You want to delight in that. So what does that mean? You have to take time. A lot of people are so busy taking care of other people, so busy being consumed with the relationship, they lose in touch with the things that brings them joy. I know for me, drawing definitely brings me joy. And I find myself when I'm either consuming a project, consuming in a dysfunctional business relationship, I lose all of those. I lose the things that brought me light, brought me delight, brought me joy, brought me life. And that's when there's a problem. After a long time, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, who am I? I don't even know what I like I said before, okay? And the last thing, instead of like running away, dreading being alone, you gotta dig deep. You gotta dig deep into what's going on with you emotionally, dealing with the pain, dealing with the fear, confronting the fear, confronting the insecurities, because those are the things that keep you in a consuming relationship, and those are the things that drives you away from what's healthy. Right? So you got to dig deep. You got to be able to see what's going on inside. I know for me, that helped a lot. Once I dig that, I had deeper root to stand. I had deeper root to not have to, if somebody becoming distance or somebody left or somebody ended relationship, I'm okay. They don't make or break me. But I couldn't get there until I allowed myself to dig deep into what my fear was, deep into my insecurities and going, okay, well, I'm gonna have to face this. I'm going to get to face this. I'm going to allow those roots to stay in, nurture my body, nurture who I am. And then I don't quote unquote need to have this person interacting with me. I don't need to have this. So you're more interdependent versus codependent, right? So again, discovering who you are, right? Discovering what your identity is by delighting in what you like, your desires, your passion. And two, you definitely want to dig deep into the emotions, what brings you security, and the healing that you may need.